Podcast episode 29. I'm here with my boy. I've known this dude for mad years. One of the most talented people I ever met. You know, either if it's cutting, you know, give a shout out, you know, for a long time, or if it's for his business, as you know, a lot of you peeps been asking me, you know, what is ZiggSpeakFactz? What is ZiggSpeakFactz? Well, I got the CEO, the founder, the owner, whatever you want to call him. My boy Ziggy. How you doing, man?
It's good, man. How you doing?
You know when I do like claps and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm excellent, man. It's just, you know, it's been a long time coming since I actually started it. It was actually started back in 2018, and I took a little time off to, you know, I was in a pit stop, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Like, you could look at it as NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was in a little pit stop. I was going for a little bit, had to pull over for a little bit, you know.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Some things, yeah.
Because, like, I did the same with podcasting. Like, I talked about that in episode... They said these things blend. But we wanted to past episodes. y'all check it out in the archives. But where I was like, I started off on Podbean, recording with my phone, and I did, like, maybe 5-7 episodes, and then stopped for a couple of years, you know, just getting the details and learning it, and then coming back stronger. And you did the same thing.
Exactly. So
I want my peeps to know, you know, get to know you more. So we can start off by, you know, just, you know, how was it like growing up being a young Ziggy?
Hey, it was really I ain't gonna say it was rough, but it was a little rough. So I really don't know where to begin, but...
Well, let's start off, you know, born and raised, you know, you born and raised Fayetteville, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in, you know, Fayetteville NC, and you know, but, you know, I also had the, you know, the pleasure of being from Spring Lake as well, so I got to throw that out there as well. So,
definitely, shout out to the lakes.
You know, shout out to the lakes. I got friends on both sides, from the Ville to, you know, Spring Lake to, you know, Lillington, you know, all the outside surrounding areas as well. So, and then I'm a little well known, you know, not just because, like, you know, we speak facts or because I do, you know, cutting and stuff like that. It's just I always been here, so, you know, everybody that's actually been around, they know me, or they see me, or they just know my face, or they heard of me, you know. So I always been a chill type of guy. Like, you know, my younger days, for like high school days, or, you know, even middle school days, I just been the same type of guy, like quiet, laid back, or
one of those cool, humble brothers.
yeah, in a sense, but it's just that a lot of the people didn't know, like, the behind the scenes me either, you know, so.
And that's why I'm glad that, you know, you agreed to be on the episode, the podcast and stuff, you know, so people can see, you know, a little bit of you and learn about you more, and the brand, you know, and, you know, other things. So I guess that was the first one, you know, I can't get words out today, Lord Jesus. Introduction.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in Fayetteville and Spring Lake and stuff. So where'd you go to school at? Did you play any sports or anything?
I went to school at Spring Lake Middle. You know, shout out to the lakes once again.
Definitely.
I went to PF, which is Pine Forest.
Oh, you did?
School, yeah.
That's what's up. I went to Pine Forest too, man.
I only did 2 years there, you know, and I made a lot of more friends, you know, from surrounding areas from there as well. It was pretty rough. Like, my first year there, it was
shout out
pretty
to the
rough.
fish pond if y'all know.
Yeah. Like, it was just,
if y'all know.
It was really rough. I'd have seen a lot coming out of high school. Like, what are you talking about? Yamaya. But yeah, coming out of middle school, especially Spring Lake, coming out of Spring Lake to, you know, transition to high school, and which was PF, it was kind of rough. You know, because you had gangs, you had just you had shootings, you know. So people would come up to the school, don't even go to the school, shootings, you know, fights, like whatever. It was really different seeing, you know, all that at the time.
I remember my first week there, they had a bomb threat. I said, damn, man, I'm getting to another fucked up school.
Yeah, man, I remember when they had the metal detectors and you know, stuff like that. So it was really rough, I ain't gonna lie. But I feel like it was because of our old heads. But it was pretty cool though. Like I said, I went there only for 2 years, my 9th grade and 10th grade year. So, you know, after my 10th grade, my parents and my siblings, we all moved, you know, to Overhills. I ain't even about to get into Overhills.
I was going to say, shout out to Overhills.
Yeah.
That was my old rival when I was at Western Hornet, you know. Yeah. So anybody know about them football days, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, Friday I remember them days. But, yeah, so I went over there my 11th grade year, you know, and I graduated from there. So it was decent, but it wasn't what I expected. It was more of, like, kids wanted to be like, you know, Palm Forest. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanted that rough life. I don't know why, but they did. It was different. I was like, yo, like they was asking me because I was a new guy. I was like, I'm really from the Ville. Like I'm really from Fayetteville. So they was just like, really? Oh my God. Like they was looking at me like I was a whole celebrity. I was just like, yo, what is this? Like, what is going on here?
They're like, is it as bad as we hear? What's the Merc like? People always talk about it.
They always ask for the Merc. And shout out to the Merc, because that's exactly where I'm from. You know, UE, baby. You know, University States. That's me. That's home. You know,
So after you went and graduated, you graduated from Overhills and stuff. So now, you know, it's like we enter the real world, decision time. Is that where the plant or the seeds was really planted for We Speak Facts, or was you kind of just going through like different things before that started up?
Fresh out of high school, I went straight to Georgia.
Okay.
I went straight to Georgia, Hinesville, Savannah area, and I started working with my cousin, and he actually helped me get on at FedEx at the time. And that was my first job ever, you know, so it was like, can I do it? Or, you know, I was second guessing myself, but in a sense, I was just like, yeah, I know I'm about to do this. Like, I know exactly what I'm about to do, so. And then it was like, I was still kind of like, you know, in that mode of still living, you know, like a hoodlum. still rough, you know, still
rough life.
Roughness, you know, so it was still kind of rough. And so when I actually had to transition to my professional side, that's when, you know, that kind of helped me out. And my family at the time, they was really on me too, because I was doing drugs. Like I was smoking weed, I was drinking. I didn't really care. I was like, this is my first job. I'm fresh out of high school. Like I'm getting money. You know, I was getting money.
I was getting money. On your own, no rules, basically. You know,
right,
parents got look.
Like
I understand.
I was, you know, doing a little stuff on the side. Like like it was amazing feeling at the time. Like, you know, I was like 19. 19. It was like transitioning to a whole different scenery. It was like, I didn't really have a problem catching on, but it was just like, when people seen me, they already thought I was from it. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, so when I was actually there and I was actually going through the process of like transitioning, it was an amazing feeling because it felt like I was home, you know.
I was going to ask you that. Was it like a tough transition going from Fayetteville to Georgia? But
not at all. It was real smooth, actually. I caught on with a couple guys from the job. I caught on with a couple people from, you know, the neighborhood I was in at the time. And it was just like, yo, like, you really from Fayetteville? Like, boy, I thought you was from here, you know? So I was like, nah, I'm really from Fayetteville. Like, It was like, yo, I heard they go crazy up there. I was like, yeah.
I know everybody that they either lived there for a minute or been there or from there. And
at the time, that's when like J. Cole was just, he was on the rise. So that's when they was like, oh, you from where Cole at, something like that. So they was like, can you rap and just? I was like, I mean, yeah, I could spit a little something, but it was just like. I didn't take it serious either, like, as far as, like, the rapping and something like that. I didn't really take it serious. At one point I did because I was younger, and I was like, yeah, maybe I could do this, but, I just didn't take it as serious as a lot of my friends did. Shout out to, Denny B, shout out to J.O., a couple guys like that. Shout out to Redline. And a couple other guys that I know that, that's actually doing their thing right now. So I ain't forget y'all guys either, man. I ain't forget y'all guys.
That's what's up. We always gotta show love, man. Because they the ones that's been there from the jump. And even though life puts us on different paths, but somehow we will find each other again. If we don't, definitely show love from a distance. And that's for my viewers that that's been here and all my peeps. Zigg's been supporting me really from day one when I told him about doing this, and he was like so like proud. He's like, yo, you really, he was cutting my hair one day. He's like, yo, you was talking about this, but you really doing this. Like, this
I was like, yo, like, I'm really proud of you, bro. Like, this is something bigger than us right now. This is for the legacy of, our families and, and beyond. So,
amen to that.
It's different. Seeing people actually talk about it and actually doing it, so it's a whole lot of, action, that's got to be behind that talk, so.
Amen to that, man.
Yes, sir.
So when you went out to Georgia and then you kind of had, like an idea if you wanted to start ZiggSpeakFactz, but you was kind of doing your own thing. When did it like become a reality where you're like, you know what, man, I got to go for this?
It really started in 2017 where I really wanted to kick it off. I had the ideas, I had, my guys around. Shout out to Brandon Ruffin, I call him B-Trap, but shout out to him, man, because he actually put me on, to be real. He actually showed me the ropes, and I can't knock him for, I can't knock him for that. So I support him. Everything that he do, I support him. He like a brother as well to me, and he always gonna be fam. But like I was saying, he actually showed me the ropes for like starting, and how I should go about things. And he was like, okay, well, because we actually started with his, at the time it was called Ruvani.
Okay.
And that's Ruvani, so. And we actually started, we both started out with that, and it was going pretty good. Here and there, we still think about it to this day. We like, dang, we actually was doing this at a young age. Like, we was like, dang, so imagine if we, had the ropes, when we was 17, 18, or even 16. Yeah. We'd probably be way further with the knowledge than, that we had then. We'd probably be way further than where we at now, but.
Everything happened for a reason.
Exactly.
God put us on different paths and, want us to go through things or even stop for a second to, learn the game, really.
Yeah. So it was we started off with that, and, sadly, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to go, with all that, excess stuff that was going around us, actually trying to handle reality at the time. So it kind of, downfalled a little bit. But so then I was talking to him. I kept talking to him. I'm like, look, hey, we got to do something, man. We got to do something. So we ended up going to our family reunion out in Florida at the time.
Shout out to you, Florida.
Yeah, shout out to Florida.
I got some listeners out there.
Yeah, shout out to Florida, man. Wonderful. I love them. But we went out there to Florida, and we met up with a couple guys, and even a couple, you know, and they was actually willing to help with the clothing line. They was trying to invest in our brand and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy because like I said, we was just sitting. Me and him, we was just sitting. We was just talking. We was just in like this little. It was like a mini bar at the pool that we was staying at. You know, the hotel we was staying at, and we was just, you know, just chopping it up, just talking, and I guess they overheard. So they just came over. We was looking like, hey man, hey,
like yo, who's you?
Like, hold on, we drinking and stuff, you know, like we can't, you can't be just walking up on people like that. You know, I ain't from here, but you know, y'all might be a little friendly. I don't know what type of time y'all on, but hey, at the end of the day, we was prepared. But yeah, so he walked up. We was just like, okay, you know. So then that's when he was like, hey, I overheard y'all, you know, with your clothing line and stuff like that. I was wondering, he was like, I was wondering if I could see any photos or pictures or anything like that. Do you have it on you now? Or so at the time, yeah, he had his watch and he had his hoodie. You know, he gave me a shirt. You know, so we was both repping the brand at the time, and he was just like, yo, like, he was like, yo, that is nice. Like, so we was showing him the material and stuff like that. And we was telling him, like, this is something we, you know, always wanted to do. We're young guys, you know, with a whole lot of knowledge, you know, at a young age. So
plus ambition, you know.
Yeah, the ambition. Yeah. So he was actually like, yo, like, I support it, man. Like, he was like, I'm trying to support, how can I invest and, you know, stuff like that. And at the time, we was just, so we looked at each other, we was like, oh, this might be a possibility for, you know, something to jump off. So so we was just looking at each other like, So then we started, you know, wrapping it up even more about it. And that's when somebody else came. And this other guy, he was like, yo, like, I'll put 25,000 down right now. Like, I was 25,000. So I'm like, so I'm steady going. Like, so instead of talking to him, the guy that came first, I started talking to him. So
he said, 25,000. Whoa, wait a minute.
So when he said that, that's when the guy said, yeah, I was thinking about investing about, you know, about 50. I was like, look here.
So let's just pause for a second.
I was like, yo.
Can you imagine, okay, you like what, like 19, like 18, no, you younger, right?
No.
At this time?
At this time, I'm like 20. I'm like 24, 25.
Okay, about 24, 25, and you just, you know, y'all starting off, y'all discussing business, and, you know, got a few apparel on, and these two random dudes talking about, man, yeah, I want to invest 25 and another one throwing 50. Like, that had to be mind blowing, man.
Yeah, it was really mind blowing because at the time I was just like, I ain't even touched that much money, you know, ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, how can I actually get these guys to do what they say they're going to do? You know. So at the time I was like, I told Brandon, I was like, look, these guys are serious. You know, we both know they drinking too. We drinking. But they're serious because they're actually trying to get, you know, they're trying to get the phone number, they're trying to get, you know, all this information. But I also was thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, like, I'm not going to give them so much information to where they try to copyright our own, you know, our own brand at the time. Because at the time, we didn't have it copyrighted like we were supposed to. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, took it down for all as well, too. And so he was like, yeah, like, I put 50 on it. And we was just like, all right, we're going to run with this. So next thing you know, yeah, we still talking about it. Then a whole couple, they walked up. It was, I don't know, they was kind of in their mid 40s, I'm going to say mid 40s, close to 50. But they was really trying to invest as well, too. So they said, how much did they say? They said 25 as well, I think. I believe they said 25. I would have to ask him again, like, cause we tell the story all the time. Cause
I said that's for all you young entrepreneurs out here. Go to Florida, man. They just walking around ready to invest. I wish I would have known that. I went to Florida with the podcast.
Right? Hey, it's a possibility, man. Like, you know, cause like I said, Florida is just different. Mm-hmm. It ain't no telling who you gonna meet out there.
True that.
You know, so
where the name come from? We Speak Factz.
We Speak Factz came from me thinking outside the box. And, you know, I always said, like, I'm ZiggSpeakFactz. Like, that was always me. Like, I actually came up with that name when I was like 23. I was like 23. Because at first I was just Ziggy Too Smooth. Yeah. I was just Ziggy Too Smooth for a while. Like, and I even had a little clique, like, you know, we had like a little school clique.
Okay.
Like, you know, it was called Team Too Smooth at the time.
They organized out here now.
Yeah, it was really legitimate. Like, and it was like people from the different areas, you know, of the surrounding areas that we're from. They was, let me get in, like, let me join, like, yo, I rock with y'all, like, you know.
What's up.
So we'll go to all the parties and, you know, jump like that.
See, this is my first I heard this story, so I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, yeah. So it was real amazing to see people actually rock with, you know, me and my guys, like how they did. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, at first I'm like, yo, like, why is they claiming they smooth when they not? Like, we don't know y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know y'all. So it was just like, you know, yo, we rock with y'all. So I was telling myself I gotta get out of that, like, you know, mode of being that arrogant and, you know, stuff like that. Just be that same guy that you always been. Because it was getting to a point where it was just like everybody started noticing. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, cool. All right, y'all could, you know, like,
too smooth though. That's
yeah, nice. It was pretty cool at the time, you know. Like I said, it was around like, I'm gonna say 16 up to like, you know, 18. You know, so it was pretty cool. And then I had after Team Too Smooth, I kind of did like a wavy game. Okay. I did a wavy game for a little minute. Shout out to Max B. You know, he was the original, you know, you feel me? But I ain't know that at the time. Yeah. I ain't know that. So, like, I was just, wavy gang, you know, wavy gang, this and that, like, you know, and at the time, that's when I was doing my rap thing, too. So, you know, I was like, cool, like, I'm gonna go by Almighty Zigg, you know. So, I was... at the time, I was really...
But she laughing in the background.
Yeah, like, cause she, like, I told her this story too. She was like, yo, what was y'all on? Like, really? Like, what was y'all thinking? She was like, what was y'all thinking, man? And I was like, man, look, I'm just trying to get a deal. Like, I'm just, you know, freestyling. I'm doing whatever it takes to get a deal. I done ran into, like, so many guys like that was in studios and something like that just because like they was like, oh, you rap. They was like, dang boy, you sound like Wiz Khalifa, or you know, you look like Wiz, like, or you sound like Jay-Z over here, like, or you sound like such and such. I'm like, bro,
you still got a quick 16 for us?
Man, look, I ain't rapped in a minute, but I do still got bars though. You know, I dip and dab into it here and there. Like, you know, I actually had a track too. Like, I had a few tracks actually. You know, I just can't get into my account no more. Like, it was on my old iCloud. It was, yo.
Hate when that happens.
It was amazing. Like, to hear people say, you have potential, go for it. You feel me? So it was just like, I really didn't believe in myself at the time because I was just like, you know, this is just something we do like on a regular day basis. I was just, you know, smoking weed, like, you know, me and all the guys would get high and then, you know, start rapping out of nowhere, you know. So we were just cracking on each other, you know, rapping and stuff like that. So
when I was at Bird, that was the thing to do, especially at lunchtime. you just start cracking on people at lunch, freestyling and stuff.
Yeah.
And bring up some good times. Shout out to Bird.
Yeah, man.
So we got the name from We Speak Factz, the backstory that we started when we talked about when you started but then stopped a little bit.
Yeah.
What made you want to bring it back?
So I brought it back because I was like, well, it was more of me like maturing. That's why I went with ZiggSpeakFactz.
Okay.
Because I told myself I'm gonna always be a man of my word from now on. You know, like back then I got caught up in a lot of things, and you know, I was like, if I'm true to myself, then I'm only gonna be true to everybody else as well. So, so that's when I changed my name to that, ZiggSpeakFactz, and it just stuck like. And everybody that know me, like, they like, well, shit, like, I know you about this, or I know you about this.
Saying, ain't you that smooth brother?
Yeah, like, you know, so I still have, like, some people that say that, like, you know, a couple of guys that, you know me a while back. But it was like, when I did it, I was like, okay, I like the sound of this. Mm-hmm. And then after a while, I was like, with the clothing line, you know, because we was doing Ravani, so I was like, well, everybody say they speak facts. Mm-hmm. So it was like, So I'm thinking like, oh, something gotta give, like something gotta snap. Like, what is something like that everybody is gonna rock with, and something that everybody say they do? Mm-hmm. So that's when I was like, everybody say they speak facts. Regardless if they do or not.
Yeah, everyone say it.
Everybody say that.
Mm-hmm. On 100.
Yeah, I'm 100, I'm this, like, I'm the realest, or whatever, you know. I'm the GOAT, or, you know, whatever.
Of course, yeah. I'm the GOAT, realest, 100,
so I was
300.
Like, yeah, so I was like, well, let's start a clothing line behind that. So I kept talking to myself. I'm like, let's start a clothing line behind that. You know, and then that's when I was like, we speak facts. I'm ZiggSpeakFactz, so it's only right. We speak facts. Yeah. You and I, we both say we speak facts, regardless if we do or not.
Facts.
You gonna figure out like, or you're gonna understand like, okay, yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. You can be like, okay, that's different.
Yeah,
that's different. So with that being said, it was like, boom, that's the name of. Now let's work on logos. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And so I started dipping and dabbling, like doing my research, and I'm talking to, you know, my guy Brandon. I'm talking to him like, all right, like, what are we gonna do for us, like a logo and stuff like that? Like, what am I gonna use to catch people's attention without being, you know, too major, like too extra? Yeah. So it was more of like, we're gonna start off with the word logo. So I was like, but look, we're gonna start with that, but I gotta figure out how I want the font. Yeah. So so it was just like me, you know, I like graffiti. I'm a graffiti type of guy, like, you know, regardless if I ain't got it yet. But shit back in the day. Yeah, I used to for real, I tagged a couple of buildings. It was funny because
we just kidding, we ain't snitching on ourselves.
Nah, fuck that. Like, go check out my work. Go check out my work. Like, nah, it was amazing, man. Like at the time doing, you know, stuff, even though it was just like vandalism or whatever. Nah, like.
And we weren't doing it on people's houses and stuff. Nah, we were doing like trash cans.
I would have been just like the Boondocks when they was, you know, when Riley was on the on the side of people's houses. And, I would have. Yeah, if I could have did it, I would have did it. If I could have did it, I would have did it. That's what. But see, that's what type of time I was on. I was just like really trying to figure out how can I get myself out there without, you know, going about it negative ways, and that's gonna keep me, you know, having setbacks. So
definitely,
it was just like.
So, what was the toughest thing like starting We Speak Factz? Because like when you tell, you know, like your friends or family, like, yeah, I'm trying to start this business, there's always some type of like challenges and stuff that comes with that. What was your challenge?
My challenge is, well, still to this day, is promotion. Trying to promote it different ways that's gonna catch people's attention. And I mean, it's caught people's attention, you know, but I wanted to actually catch people's attention where it's like, I gotta have that. I gotta have it, you know. We're a black-owned business, and it's like, now that I think about it, it's like, I'm thinking about different ways now that I should have been thinking, you know, years ago. So, because back then it was like, I had a few options that I could have did, but they weren't legit like how I wanted it to be. So, you know, luckily I didn't go down that route, because I done seen a couple guys go that route, because they tried to do their own thing too. And it just, you know, they got jammed up with stuff like IRS issues, or, you know, stuff with copying people's names. And it was really rough. It was a little period of time, like, it was like back to back to back to back. And I was just like, yo, this was happening in like 2018. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
corner.
Yeah, exactly. It's 2021 now.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
like,
saying? So a couple years back, like, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm one of the ones that made it out. Like, like I wiggled my way through this. So it's like, I gotta keep going, you know. I gotta keep going with it. So
100.
yeah, man.
Yeah. So like one thing. Oh, were you gonna tell you?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, one thing I love to ask. Well, I mean, I like to ask like at least 2 or 3 things, the same question, because everyone's answers is just different. So I'm gonna ask you these. So for one, what is a hidden talent that either your friends, family, or clients or audience don't even know about you?
About me, a lot of people don't know that I can draw. Like, you know, I didn't show people, you know, that I do have, you know, that hidden talent. But also, I can spit bars here and there, you know. Like when it's time to go, I'm like, okay, I gotta get the feeling of it though, like, you know. But I can spit bars too.
Like, she will hit an instrumental real quick. Let's see this.
Like the microphone rule out of school, you're just like a Tudor, and I'm true to my religion. There's something just like the Buddha with the beam on your head. There's something like Mark
Okay, look at him. Yeah, see,
hey.
look, he's catching a floater.
Oh man, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it really gets spooky. I still got like a little arsenal of like stuff like that I had wrote down too. So
That's what's
but
up,
that,
man.
yeah, that's just a couple bars.
So hidden talents, artist, and rapper. But there's so much more to you too. Like, you've always been a very talented person. Like,
yeah,
you know, You could cut hair.
I'm
great,
a barber.
You know.
I'm a cook. Like, whatever the case may be, man. I'm gonna try to do my best at it. You know, I like to learn new things, and I try to tell the younger guys that actually look up to me, and you know, they kind of see me as their, you know, older cousin or the older brother.
That's funny you bring that up, because that was like my next question. I was like, what advice would you have for the like people looking up to you, or young entrepreneurs trying to start off their brand and stuff?
All right. So with the advice that I have is, sometimes you're going to have to second guess yourself. But in your heart, you always got to stay genuine and stay true, man. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to do it for you. And another advice that I have is to try to make time for yourself sometimes. Not saying this got to be all the time, but sometimes you need some time to yourself to just, you know, get a level head so you can progress in life with whatever you want to do. And yeah, at times, like, I wish I had somebody to tell me that, because I really wasn't thinking about a lot. You know, I was messing up in school. You know, I was kind of like I said, I was a rough nigga. I ain't really, you know, really care about it. You know, I skipped school. You know, go smoke, do whatever, go drink, whatever the case may be. I was just, you know, hanging with the guys like, and they in their 30s. I'm skipping school. Like I'm like, yo, like, dang, bro, you 17 doing all this, like selling drugs, just you know, dipping and dabbing into the street life. But it was like I realized that like it wasn't for me no more, because I just didn't want to keep going back to jail and giving all these folks my money, you know. Like, I'm spending like $2,000 like going in, you know. Luckily I ain't catching no major charges, but it was just like still like that. It was a eye opener, you know what I'm saying? Because I could have did something crazy, and now I could have been not out here doing what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So.
And like, you got so much, you know, talent and drive and ambition, you know, thank God that nothing happened, you know, like that, because you wouldn't be on the path you are now, and the path that, you know, God got for you in the future. You know, I could see you taking off tremendously, you know. If a chubby kid like me can start going global for all my peeps, I know you can do it.
Yeah, yes sir.
I wish I had an ounce of talent that you got, bro.
Yeah, man, it was like, At the time, like I really wasn't thinking, man, and I'm glad I'm able to, you know, be the guy that I am, and I'm thankful for what I had to go through, you know, in order to get here. So, you know, I don't regret anything, but I just try to use my past to, you know, show me the way of my future now. So.
Amen.
You know, and now it's like I'm a husband now. I'm a father. You know, her little chunky self.
Shout out to you, Maya.
Yeah, shout out to you, Maya. She said she wanted to be in the camera. Y'all can see her a little bit, but yeah, she got a little rock on, you know.
But one thing I love to ask every viewer, or not viewer, Lord, see, I messed up there. Every guest that I have on the show, I always ask them, what is your favorite quote that you like lean on during the good times or the bad times? Or saying, you know, like maybe your parents or somebody, you know, said to you, like, what's your favorite though?
My favorite is, I'm gonna start with the first one. Like, this is, you know, including the brand. So,
okay.
ZiggSpeakFactz is not only a clothing line or a brand, it's more of a lifestyle that we live by. You know, and I try to think about that as much as possible to keep me going, just because like this is something bigger than me now. You know, it's my legacy now, so I got to think logically, or it's going to be, you know, some trouble somewhere. You feel me? I'm gonna fall off. That's what I feel like. So it's like, in order for me to stay there, I gotta revert back to that saying sometimes. I gotta be like, okay, it is a lifestyle. Like, this is how, you know, we live by. This is what we live by. So, and a lot of people ask, they were like, yo, like, ain't you that guy from Yes, sir. Like, yeah, I'm ZiggSpeakFactz. You can catch me on such and such, such and such, such as. Oh, also, you might know me because of ZiggSpeakFactz, the clothing brand. They were like, oh yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like I like hearing stuff like that as well. So, I try to look at that as a, you know, motivation.
Definitely, man.
And another quote. I can't think of it right now, like like the actual quote, but I get the metaphor behind it though. But
I love everybody's answers, you know. So go ahead. What's your answer, man? With it?
Stay true to yourself, and if you can't stay safe, stay dangerous.
I like that.
Yes, yeah.
You can't stay safe, stay dangerous.
Yeah, that was always one that stood out to me as well.
So Zig, as we about to wrap up pretty soon here, where can all my viewers or future, you know, viewers could find you at?
You guys could check me out at on IG, Snapchat, Twitter, just about anything, TikTok. My IG is Slice 'em Up Zigg. That is SLICEMUPZIGG. And my Snapchat is AR15ZIGG. Snapchat, that's what that is. And Twitter, my Twitter is ZiggSpeakFactz. So
y'all definitely go follow him. I'll make sure I put that in the description and stuff, man. Zigg, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving me the time, your backstory.
Yes, sir, man. Much love.
Man,
you know it.
Definitely. Y'all gotta check it out, man. I mean,
y'all keep subscribing to my brother, man. Like,
I appreciate
you know what I'm saying? Keep tapping into him. Like,
yes, like, subscribe, share, comment, everything, you know.
And if y'all need a cut, check it out.
Or if you need some clothes. Zigg, I appreciate you, man. Thank you again. Anyone you want to shout out before we officially end this off?
I'd like to take a time out to shout out my cousin that passed away, you know, recently. Shout out to him, you know, R.P. Sleep Debo World. You know what I'm saying? And I also like to take a shout out for you know, my lovely wife, Nishiba, and
she on the side of the camera.
My lovely daughter, Yamaya. That's my little goddess, you know.
That's my goddaughter.
Also, I'd like to shout out all my fans, or my, you know, fan base, and I'd like to shout out my family, of course, the ones that's distant, you know. Shout out to you guys as well. Even though we don't talk like that. Shout out to my friends, you know, the ones that told me to keep going, such as yourself, you know. So shout out to everybody that been supporting. And also, another quote that, you know, I just thought about that I also rock with is, support the supporters that support, you know.
Amen.
So I also like that as well. Once again, that is support the supporters that support. Trust me. That's a jewel right there. Y'all take that in.
Thank you, Zigg. That was awesome, man. I appreciate you again, brother.
No problem, man.
I hope you guys will enjoy this episode. Please tune in for future episodes. Check out my boy Zigg. I'll make sure, you know, his damn, I can't get my words out. I messed up today. I'm editing this part out, bro. Make sure y'all check out my boy Zigg. We Speak Facts. I'm gonna have it in the video. You know, he got a nice sale going on too. You know, 25% off.
25% off all merch.
All check merch. It out. Talking about from backpacks to beanies to champion collection of jackets. He got shirts.
The
joggers.
Voices of Champions.
The Voices of Champions. I love that shit. That's dope, man. I mean, literally everything. Half sleeves, 3/4. You name it, he got it. Yes, I ain't playing.
Y'all go check it out. WeSpeakFactz.com. And that is WEFACT.
Capital W.
I guess we both.
You want the mic?
Yeah. That is.
You should have kept my line.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep some of this. This makes the episode funny. It's authentic because none of this is scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't script like questions or nothing. It's all a vibe, man. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Zigg, thanks again, all my viewers. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, comment. Check out my boy Ziggy. I mean, this guy's going places for real. We speak facts.
Yes, sir.
What's up, my peeps? Hope you all enjoyed the interview with Zigg. As I show you guys his catalog on We Speak Factz, as WeSpeakFactz.com, where you can check all this out. He has everything from backpacks to beanies to joggers, short sleeve, long sleeve, duffel bags now, and bikinis for the summertime. Ladies, pick it up. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Look at that. But anyway, y'all, check it out. He has literally everything you could ever want in apparel. So please check it out at WeSpeakFactz.com. That's WeSpeakFactz.com. Also, 25% off on all merchandise. Please check them out.